The other day I was scrolling through YouTube just looking for something light to watch when I stumbled upon a video. It was a John Oliver special with a title so unusual I couldn't help but click. Pig butchering. Yeah, pigs. Naturally, I was curious. What could that possibly mean? But as I keep watching, the picture became clear. And no, this isn't about animals. It's an analogy. The name might sound absurd at first, but once you understand how this scam works, it clicks. It's brutal. The financial and psychological damage victims suffer is so extreme that butchering actually feels like an understatement. And get this, it's one of the darkest, most intricate scams we're seeing right now. What really got me hooked is who these scammers are targeting. Normally, you would think that being informed protects you, right? Well, not here. These criminals are going after educated, high-income individuals, men between the 30s and 50s specifically. That's what makes it terrifying. This isn't about gullibility, it's about how bold and calculated these scammers have become. So, what is this scam? How does it work? And why is it exposing an entire iceberg of crime hidden just below the surface? Pig butchering isn't your average scam. It's on a whole new level of sophistication, so much so that even John Oliver dedicated a segment to it, warning millions about the dangers lurking behind seemingly innocent interactions. To understand the scale of this operation, 2023, the Heartland Tri-State Bank in Kansas, worth about $139 million in assets, collapsed because of it. Investigators revealed that the bank's director had fallen victim, diverting nearly $50 million of the bank's funds into the scam. And that's just scratching the surface. According to a University of Texas study, this scam has likely moved $75 billion globally. After watching the video and digging deeper, I was stunned by how advanced this operation is. This isn't about tricking elderly or uninformed people. In reality, no one is safe from pig butchering. Take Norm Jones, for example, a 54-year-old who worked in telecommunications and cybersecurity for some of the world's biggest tech companies. He was someone you would think would spot a scam instantly. Yet, after chatting daily for 5 months with a supposed woman, he transferred $250,000. The moment he hit send, his life fell apart. Then there's Cindy, a successful businesswoman with terminal cancer. She wanted to grow her children's inheritance. Over months of talking to Jimmy, she trusted him enough to invest over $1 million into what seemed like a promising platform. On screen, her money grew, but it was all fake. Everything she had was gone. These cases reveal who the scammers are targeting: educated, affluent individuals who, for various reasons, engage with strangers online. Pig butchering isn't rushed. Scammers meticulously research their victims. They study online profiles, analyze vulnerabilities, and create approaches tailored to each person. Conversations are casual at first, slowly building trust over weeks or even months. It's all part of the strategy to make the victim feel comfortable before striking. What's terrifying is how much these scammers know about their targets, and they're not guessing. People unknowingly leave trails of data online that these criminals exploit. For scammers, LinkedIn is a goldmine. They can find out where you studied, what you do, and how much you'll likely earn. From there, a quick search on Instagram or Twitter reveals your interests, lifestyle, and family connections. With all this information, the trap is set. Originally from China, pig butchering spread to nearby countries before exploding in high-income regions like California. But it's not just a US problem. Cases have already surfaced in Chile, Colombia, and Brazil. The big question is, how do these criminals manage to scam even financially literate individuals, some with expertise in their fields? That's the part authorities are still trying to fully unravel. It starts innocently, a simple message on WhatsApp or another app. Hey, remember me? We met at a party. Or, oops, wrong number. Most people ignore these, but some respond, often out of politeness. And that's exactly what the scammers are counting on. From there, the scammer apologizes and starts a conversation, complimenting the victim or mentioning shared interests, details they've already gathered through meticulous online research. Take Cindy, for example, the businesswoman with cancer. Her scammer used information from her social media, specifically about her Chinese heritage, to connect. He posed as a recent Chinese immigrant to the US, playing on her empathy and cultural identification. Cindy, moved by his story, gave him her attention. That connection became the foundation of the scam. It might sound naive, but for many, especially those feeling lonely or vulnerable, a kind word or attention from a stranger can break down barriers. And that's why this scam exploded during the pandemic, a time of unprecedented isolation. Once the victim is engaged, the scammer builds a relationship, friendship, companionship, or even romance, depending on what works best. And this isn't limited to text messages. Since 2019, advancements in AI have allowed scammers to use fake voice and video calls, employing deepfakes and cloned voices to make their personas more convincing. This is where the term pig butchering comes in. Just like pigs are raised over months to be slaughtered, victims are fattened with trust and attention before being led to financial ruin. At some point, the scammer introduces an opportunity. It's always casual, framed as a friendly suggestion. They shared how their life changed thanks to an investment and offered to help the victim achieve the same. Cryptocurrency is the most common bait, but there are variations. In one Chilean case, the scammer claimed to have insider information from a relative at an investment bank, guaranteeing profit. Because the conversation has gone on for months without mentioning money, the victim sees the suggestion as genuine advice from someone they trust. They make their first transfer, either to the scammer or to a fake investment platform designed to mimic a legitimate one. This isn't just the work of one person or a small group, it's an elaborate operation. These scams involve detailed research, months of effort, and convincing fake platforms, all coordinated by international criminal organizations with layers of specialization. The victim's initial investment usually shows immediate growth on the fake platform, boosting their confidence. Encouraged, they invest more. Some even take out loans, believing the returns will cover their debt. Throughout this process, the scammer stays close, expressing excitement over the victim's success. To further cement the illusion, victims are sometimes allowed to withdraw small amounts from their supposed profits. Unknowingly, they are just reclaiming a fraction of their original investment, which motivates them to reinvest even more. Then comes the slaughter. When the victim tries to withdraw their funds, they realize it's all gone. The scammer cuts contact, deletes accounts, and disappears, leaving the victim devastated, financially and emotionally. According to Gasso, an agency tracking these scams, the average victim loses $173,000 to pig butchering. But high-profile cases, like Cindy's or the Heartland Bank directors, show losses in the millions. What's unusual about pig butchering is its victims, well-educated professionals with college degrees and often advanced qualifications. Studies in Latin America reveal that 80% of victims have university degrees and many hold master's or doctoral qualifications. The professionals targeted range from lawyers and nurses to IT specialists and engineers, typically aged 30 to 50. The scammers use tailored scripts based on the victim's age, gender, education, and income level. Social media is their primary tool for identifying targets, as it provides everything they need to craft a personalized approach. This is what sets pig butchering apart. It weaponizes trust to drain victims of their savings. And this isn't happening locally. These aren't small-time scammers. They're part of global criminal networks operating from the shadows, exploiting legal loopholes and using sophisticated tools like deepfakes and cloned voices. It's practically a full-time job. Scammers invest months in each victim. They can't afford mistakes, like a victim refusing to discuss investments or lacking the financial means to participate. Misjudging a target wastes their time and resources. The question is, who's funding these operations? What's sustaining this vast, complex infrastructure of crime? The shocking secret behind pig butchering is that the scammers aren't just lone criminals. They're part of vast organized networks, and when I looked deeper into how these operations function, the reality was far darker than I could have imagined. Behind these scams are fortified compounds of remote regions of Southeast Asia, Myanmar, Cambodia, and Laos, with others in Thailand, Vietnam, and the Philippines. Inside, trafficked individuals are forced to work under threats and violence. These compounds are often located in special economic zones, areas designed to attract investments through relaxed regulations. But instead of fostering legitimate business, they've become havens for casinos, money laundering, and organized crime. These hubs fund everything from pig butchering scams to human trafficking. And the dogs working in these compounds, they aren't malicious scammers, they're victims too, trafficked, confined, and forced into these operations. The compounds are like fortresses, isolated, heavily guarded, and impossible to escape. Recruitment begins with job offers, often targeting young people. Bangkok, Thailand serves as a major hub, luring workers into supposed opportunities in IT, call centers, or finance. Once the victims arrive, their nightmare begins. They're transported to Myanmar, where their passports are confiscated. Forced to work over 15 hours a day, they're divided into teams. Some interact with pigs, while others scour social media for new targets. Accounts from escapees describe harrowing conditions. Workers who meet quotas might get small rewards, but those who fail face beatings or worse. Women are especially vulnerable, often enduring assaults. Patrick, a 25-year-old from Rio de Janeiro, is one such survivor. Tricked into traveling to Thailand by a friend who had also been trafficked, Patrick was taken to Myanmar, where his documents were seized and he was forced into labor. Through sheer determination, Patrick managed to contact his mother. She shared his photos and videos with Brazil's federal police, sparking a coordinated effort with Interpol. After months, Patrick and 9 other Brazilians were rescued and returned to Thailand before being sent home. But Patrick's ordeal left deep scars. He lost over 20 pounds and developed severe PTSD, experiencing tremors, emotional breakdowns, and uncontrollable crying. Even now, the trauma lingers. Unfortunately, Patrick's story is just one of thousands. A 2022 United Nations report estimates that 120,000 people in Myanmar and another 100,000 in Cambodia are trapped in similar conditions. At KK Park, one of the largest compounds, over 2,000 workers are held against their will. So, who's profiting from this? Documents link KK Park to Juan Cuoc Khoi, also known as Broken Tooth, a Chinese businessman sanctioned by the US for ties to organized crime. His operations are protected by Myanmar's military, which has been in civil war since the 2021 coup. In Cambodia, another fraud farm, Hoang Le, is reportedly owned by Quang Le, a businessman with ventures in casinos and real estate. Quang has even been honored by Cambodia's king, raising questions about possible royal involvement. A study titled "How Do Crypto Flows Finance Slavery?" revealed that these scams rely heavily on cryptocurrency, with $15 billion linked to a single account associated with these operations. In 2021 alone, the FBI reported $429 million in US losses from pig butchering scams. The scammers' currency of choice is Tether, a controversial cryptocurrency known for its lack of transparency. Once the funds are transferred, they vanish, impossible to recover. This intricate network of organizations, international ties, and technological sophistication makes dismantling these schemes incredibly difficult. So, how do you protect yourself? Avoiding job offers of investment opportunities from strangers, even if you've been chatting with them for months. And more importantly, reconsider what you share online. Every photo, every LinkedIn post, and every Instagram update creates a digital profile that scammers can exploit. What seems harmless to you might be the very weapon they use against you. Have you heard of pig butchering before? Do you know someone who's fallen for it? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to share your thoughts on this video. Did you know that every step you take, every search you make, and even the places you visit are meticulously tracked, logged, and stored, often forever? Big tech companies like Google and Facebook aren't just offering convenience, they're creating a detailed map of your life. But why? What's the real cost of this invisible surveillance, and how is your personal data shaping the world in ways you would never expect? To understand this and more, click on the video that's on screen right now, and I'll see you there in a few seconds. That's it for this video, bye bye!